Welcome to the Dare to Grow Show. I'm Sarah Morgan, and my mission is to help you take daily action in your business, show up consistently and confidently for your audience, and earn more with digital products and programs. I know you have a rad vision for your life and business, but do you dare to grow? Let's jump into this episode and talk about how to make it happen. All right, welcome to episode 86. We have a special episode this week. I thought I would try something new. I recently taught my content planning workshop. It's been updated. I made a whole bunch of new slides. I recently taught it, and it was really, really good. And so I wanted to give you a little taste of that workshop. Now, generally it's 2 parts. I teach my content brainstorming and content planning process. And then we hop over to Airtable and I do a screencast of the actual process of setting up Airtable as a content planning system. Screencasts are a little awkward for a podcast, so I'm going to cut that part out of it, but you are going to get to hear the content brainstorming and planning process. And then if you do want the Airtable half of it, that training is always living inside of Dare to Grow, my monthly marketing membership. Link in the show notes or in any bio or on my website if you want to come and join and get the other half of it. But for now, grab a pen, paper, something to take notes with. I feel like I'm going to blow some minds with this one. Here is my content planning workshop.
So content planning is important because number one, you are more likely to follow through on something if you make a plan. I always say, if I don't batch my content, I don't show up. Even 9 years into running this business, if I don't have a plan, I am not going to show up. Like in the moment, planning and creating, I can't do it, which is probably the same thing for you guys. If you don't have a plan, it's really hard to follow through. Number 2, it's going to help keep your message consistent across your platform. So if you are showing up on Instagram and Facebook, and you've got blog posts and emails, YouTube videos, TikTok, a podcast, wherever you're creating content, it's going to help to keep your message consistent. If you start to feel like you are repeating yourself, you're doing it right. You want to be repeating yourself. So it's going to ensure that your message is consistent and that you're also promoting your products, your services, and your freebies consistently. And then lastly, it's going to help you show up consistently, which will help turn followers and subscribers into customers and clients more consistently and a lot faster. So give me a yay in the comment, a yes in the comment if this sounds like what you need, if you're ready to make a plan, if you've got your pen and paper ready, because you need to be taking some notes. And yes, there will be a replay. There will be a replay, but I'm about to give you guys some gold. So I want you to be taking notes right now. Yes, Jennifer, Davina, Melissa, Angela, everybody's right. I'm going to drink my matcha because I have this energy without any caffeine. I told you I get excited about this stuff. Okay, everybody's ready. So most of the time, and tell me in the chat if this seems like something you do, you try to come up with ideas and create content the day you want to post it, or like the day before, the night before. Maybe you're spending some time designing a color-coded plan for creating and posting, and then you fall off the wagon by like day 3. That's me. I love to color code things. That is literally the only feature I pay for in Airtable is color coding. And then you probably are spending so much time trying to figure out what to share instead of just starting with a system, filling in the blanks, and then showing up. Yeah, we got some yeses. So to keep that from happening, it's easy. No, it's not easy. It's simple. We don't have to make it complicated. Not always easy. But you're going to need a system for coming up with and saving all of your ideas, a day each month to plan your content. So I plan my content usually the 1st of every month, or like, right around the 1st, and then a day each week to create your content. So I am creating and planning on 2 different days. 1st of the month, I plan the entire month, all of my posts. I'm going to show you how. You're going to love it. And then every Monday I create my content. So I'm creating usually Instagram posts. Y'all, my mother calls me every single time I do a webinar. Missed call from mom 2 seconds ago. Every time I do a webinar, she calls me. She doesn't know I'm doing a webinar, but magically she shows up anyway. So You're going to learn how to plan everything in your calendar and actually create your content on a different day. So every Monday, I'm creating Instagram and TikTok posts. Okay, so for the next 60 minutes, I'm going to walk you through every step of my content planning process and help you apply it to your business. Make sure you have something to write with. I already said that 12 times, so I feel like we're good. At the end, I'm going to answer your questions and share how I can help you further. So if you want more support, you want more trainings, gotcha. That is going to include a discount code and a bonus for joining my membership. So if you've been thinking about doing that, stick around to the end. I'm going to give you all the information. And one more thing, snap a photo of your screen at some point during this presentation, share it on Instagram, tag me at @XOSarahMorgan so that I can make sure to connect with you after we're done. Here's what most people don't realize about creating content. Number one, it is not about doing more. It's about simple strategies and creating habits and taking daily focused action. There's a lot of habits that come into showing up consistently and creating content. And if you get those habits in place, then you just show up and do the work. Number two, it's not about getting it perfect. It's not about getting it perfect. It's about showing up, paying attention to what your audience responds to, looking at the data and your insights, and then making little adjustments. It's not about the algorithm, even though it feels like it is. It's about creating a connection with those who match your vibe and need your stuff. And it's not about showing up daily. It's about showing up consistently based on your schedule, whether that's every day, 3 times a day, or twice a week, so that your audience starts looking forward to it. You want them to anticipate hearing from you or look in their stories for you to be there. So to make this happen, we are going to use the content planning matrix. So this is what it looks like. You just need 4 boxes. You can make a little plus sign on your page if you are just writing in a notebook, or grab that worksheet. This is the time to use it. And you've got 4 boxes. So thinking about your ideal customers or clients, what challenges are they struggling with today? Like in the next 24 hours, what feels hard? What is slowing them down? What is holding them back? So this might be some mental stuff. It might be life stuff. It might be where they're putting their attention or not putting their attention. So what are they struggling with today in the moment? And I have 2 examples. I'm going to go through completely like every single box for this. So don't worry. I'm going to explain this many, many times. Number 2, what do they want to happen today? So instead of all of the garbage stuff and the hard stuff, what would be amazing if their day was different? If they fixed some of those things, what would they love their day to be like? So we're thinking about 24 hours or maybe like a week. Right now, what's in their field of vision. And then boxes 3 or 4, we're thinking about the future. So if they don't fix any of those problems, if they don't hire you and they don't buy your product or service, what will happen in the future if they don't figure this shit out? And then box number 4 is what could the future like if they do fix those issues? So if they work with you or if they purchase from you and they do all of the steps and all of the work, what could the future look like for them? So these boxes 3 and 4 are like a year out. So they got your thing or they didn't get your thing. What are they worried will happen, or what could the possibilities be? So let's look at, bonus questions. So there are 2 more pieces of this. You want to think about the stories of your journey. So for me, this is things like leaving my job, working a side hustle and a side hustle. It could be taking on my first clients, working with the one client who told me she would sue me. And then I just gave all her money back really fast. So what stories have you gone through, or what experience have your client had that would really resonate with your audience? And all of this stuff, it's just going to be a list. We're not making like long notes. We're not writing out full sentences, just quick bullet point list. Yep, Stephanie, let me go find that link for you. Ooh, did someone send me confetti? I don't know how that works, but I love it. I didn't make the confetti. Oops. There we go. Okay. The other bonus question is, what excuses are holding your audience back from hiring you or purchasing you? So off the top of my head, the generic ones are time, money. Will this actually work for me? Because I'm special and everyone else can make it work for them, but my problems are too big to overcome. Everybody thinks that when it feels uncomfortable to buy or to hire, we start thinking about our problem being too big to solve, but everybody else it's going to work for. So you have to help your audience break through those mindset issues or any of the challenges that are holding them back from either hiring you or purchasing, or from just taking that next step. There are a lot of steps that our audiences can take on their own, but sometimes they don't do it. And so what is holding them back and how can you talk them through that? So again, we're just making lists. Okay, so this is an example for my stuff if I am talking about marketing on Instagram. Let me drink a little matcha real quick. Okay, so today's challenges are things like, I have nothing to post. I need to show up, no idea what to write. Or everyone is showing up effortlessly, and so I feel terrible about my photos, about my content, about my abilities. I never have time to create content. That's why you all are here today. For today's solutions, they want someone to love their last post and let them know. They want like some DMs or some comments or a response to their email with someone saying, that was exactly what I needed to hear today. Thank you so much for sharing it. Today's solutions could be creating and scheduling all of their posts for the next week, or getting a new client. That's what they want to happen right now. I will fix all of their issues. And then for the future, it's things like, my audience never grows. I keep doing and keep doing and keep doing, and my audience is never going to grow because I'm not investing in a solution. Or if I don't invest in a solution or figure something out, I'm never going to get any clients. Or I got clients, but I'm never going to get any more. Like it worked now, but is it going to work in the future? And then my business is just wasting time and money. If I keep going at this rate, not getting the clients and customers I need, I'm just throwing money into the wind. I'm wasting time. And for a lot of people, that's time that they could be spending with their family or with their friends. And then future goals. They want to be booked out with clients and their program filled with students, working 4-day work weeks, or just getting engagement and sales from social media. So all the work they put into content, it's coming back around and new clients, new customers, and cash. And then my stories and experiences related to this. I started with 0 followers and ugly photos too. They're still in my Instagram if you want to scroll back like 3,000 photos. Yes, and at the worksheet's only one sheet. Stories and experiences. My students become more confident, or how my students become more confident showing up and speaking on camera, or how I got better at video and public speaking. Those can be 2 or 3 different posts. And then the excuses that keep my audience from taking action. I've already been posting and posting and posting. Nothing is working. What makes you think, Sarah, that your stuff will work? Can I afford another monthly expense? And am I advanced enough to join this program or hire this person? Or will everything just be over my head? And then a second niche that we can look at is a health coaching business. So today's challenges for a health coaching business, ideal client or customer would be things like, and I'm kind of thinking of this as like gut issues because that's literally my client that I just worked with talks a lot about this stuff. So I feel tired when I wake up and I'm out of energy by 2 p.m. I have to take so many pills to deal with side effects and deal with side effects. And I am waiting for test results to figure out what's wrong again. So what do they want right now that is going to make them feel better and solve some problems? Number one, they want to feel less pain. They want more energy. They don't want to worry about medical bills and money. That could be something you could talk about, even though your main niche is health coaching. That's part of it. If your clients and customers are spending money on testing and meds and doctor's appointments and support. And then in the future, they might be thinking, if I don't fix this, I'm going to be stuck with these issues forever. Or my health issues will hold me back from accomplishing my goals. Now, when you do something like accomplishing my goals, we do want to get specific. So what kind of goals do your clients want to start a family and they're being held back from that? Do they want to travel the world and they're being held back from that? Do they want to get a promotion, or they want to buy a new house? Or maybe like in the future goals, they just want to eat pizza. I just want to be able to eat pizza whenever I can and not have any issues. Future goals. Oh, there's my future goals: travel, start a family, work, and not taking any meds. So we want to think about in detail, what does their day look like when they wake up? That's going to be your today's challenges. And then wouldn't it be nice if I woke up and this was different? I woke up and I felt rested and I was like bouncing out of bed instead of like hitting snooze over and over again and feeling like my body is so crunchy and sore and tired. So we want to focus on the before and after and really getting specific to the experiences that people are having. And then the stories that could go along with this. I've been to 27 doctors, so I understand. Or my clients generally get stuck on this issue, and you would find a specific issue. Yep. And then go ahead and ask a question. Or
so I just wanted to confirm that the 4 quadrants they're all interrelated. So when you that's what I'm just asking. So when you put the problem, the thing that they want now is so challenge of the day number 1 relates to the number 1 of each quadrant. Is that what
it doesn't have to? It can just be like a crazy list.
Okay.
You want to kind of be thinking like before and after, problem, solution. Good question. Thank you. Okay. Oops. Let me see. Did we get that? Yeah. And then your excuses. So what if it doesn't work for me in my situation? I'm already exhausted from trying a million things. Will this even fit into my schedule? This is important if you have like a group program or a course or something where they feel like they have to show up and do the work. They're looking at their schedule and being like, where am I going to put this like 3 hours or 5 hours of work every week or these calls? So you might have to talk through how it fits into their schedule or just how much time things are going to take. You don't necessarily want to be like trying to create something that fits into everybody's schedule, but you want to help them understand how much time it's going to take and like where they can put that time. And then lastly, I'm embarrassed to share my issues. This probably happens in every single niche. There are things that we feel shame or embarrassed or like nobody else is doing this or having this problem. And so one of the things that stories helps you with is telling them, I've done it. My clients have done it. I've seen this issue. No issue is going to throw me off. So really helping people understand that you get what they're going through. You've been there or your clients have been there and you have the solutions. Okay. So this is part 2. And you guys don't have to go through and do this, but you might want to write down these. There are actually 7, but we're going to do 4 today so that I don't take up all of your time. If you guys don't have the worksheets, go ahead and just grab a piece of paper and take notes. It's just a grid on the worksheet, so it's not super complicated. And I will leave it with the replay, so then you can go and grab it then if you want. But if you just write notes for what I'm doing, you'll be fine. Okay, so for each topic, for example, I never have time to create content. So we're going to take one item. You can just pick any of these items and you're going to do the exact same thing with every single one. So we're making bulleted lists and then we're going to pick one item. So I never have time to create content and we're going to create content topics. So I could do a post. Let's say it's an Instagram post that teaches and it's 5 ways to create more Instagram posts in less time. Or it could be how to spend less time on Instagram, but get more followers. And you can make all of these posts. They're all answering the same issue, but you can create and post all of these and you can post them all in the same week. Your audience is not going to see everything you share. And even if they see it, they're maybe not going to pay attention to it completely, especially if they're on Instagram. I'm always scrolling while I'm watching TV. So I'm either half watching the show or I'm half watching Instagram. So you want to be, like I said, repeating your message. You should feel like you're saying the same thing over and over again, but your audience is going to catch, only a couple of those, and they're only going to pay 100% attention to a few things. Ooh, this is really good. Okay, Emily said, do you still need to teach if you're creating digital or physical products like stationery? So potentially, but it could be like five letters you should send every month or every year, and you could be like, write to your grandma and write to your nieces and nephews, So it could be teaching, but it doesn't have to be like teaching about paper, although maybe you use recycled paper, or, there's some sort of interesting element to your art or your design or the products you use. And so you could teach people like, this is why we use these inks or this paper. I have a few little digital or physical product skills in there. Awesome. Okay. So you can do content that entertains. So I can do a reel where Hazel is always in the background. Just like my mom calls during webinars, Hazel is going to find the one toy that is really, really loud and sit behind me and chew on it and squeak it the whole time. So I could make a cute, funny reel about this because I know that my audience, I attract solopreneurs with dogs. They always show up on the coaching calls. So I know my audience will respond to that. Or, I've seen cats on calls going across in front of the computer. I always do a reminder to take a selfie. If you can share words. I'm going too fast here because I'm getting too excited. You can share stories. So how I got over making my content perfect. Not being perfect saves you time. Or how I stopped working nights and weekends. And then lastly, you want to also be pitching or selling. So I have a free workflow training that can save people time when they're creating content. So I can do a post about that. Or I can do a post about Dare to Grow and using the time tracker that is inside the membership to find more time in my schedule. So one post, whole bunch of topic ideas. And then, if you feel like you're repeating yourself, that is how your brand message sticks. Repetition. Said that a couple times already, so we'll be quick on this slide. And then you're going to repurpose. So every single piece of content or every topic that you just came up with can be turned into a different type of content. We're going to do math soon, and I'm going to blow your mind. So I could do the same topic, 5 ways to create more Instagram posts in less time. If I did it as a podcast, I would do all of the details. So it's going to be like everything I use, all of the apps I use, exactly how I do my process, all of the details. And then this also goes on my website as a blog post. I could also do a reel, same topic, 5 ways to create more Instagram posts in less time. And it'll be just one of these, maybe it's I'm pointing, maybe I'm just talking through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways. It can just be a video of me like working and then I put text on the screen. I don't even need to talk to my phone. You could do a carousel. So you have slides that show all 5 steps. And I would always send people to the podcast for the full information. So link in my bio to listen to the podcast or follow or find the podcast on your favorite podcast platform. And then I'm going to send out an email that sends people again to the podcast and to the blog post. So 4 more pieces of content, 4 more ways to break your content down. Okay, so math. Who loves math? I don't, but I love math that does this. So if you have 12 post ideas in your content matrix, so you put 3 items in every single box, plus your 3 stories and 3 excuses. Now you have 18 post ideas. You can then do each post idea as 4 types of content: entertaining, sharing your story, teaching, and selling. And like I said, there's actually 3 more that we're not talking about today. So that gives you 72 post ideas. And then if you do that across 4 platforms, 288 pieces of content. That is a year of content. A year of content that is exactly what your audience needs to hear. How's this feeling for you guys? Give me some yay or oh no, I don't know about this in the chat. Let me know how this is feeling. Yes, Melissa says awesome. And is that a question or a statement?
I'm having a hard time articulating. Is that from that quadrant that you showed us? All of this is from that one quadrant. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and if you just put 3 post ideas in all 4 of those boxes, you can end up with this much content.
Okay. Yeah. 12 post ideas. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Good. All right. So if you don't know what to share, if you're looking at that grid and you're like, I don't know what to put in here, got help for you. So you're going to talk to your audience. You can survey your audience through like a Google form, or I use Airtable forms. You could do polls on stories. You can DM people, email your past clients. I was just on a client call this morning, so I could have asked these questions on my client call, or probably just figure them out. But what you really want to get is the answers in your audience's words. So you want to give them not multiple choice. You want to give them a box to write. So you're going to ask, what is your biggest challenge? What are you working on this month? And what is your number one goal for this year? Or because we're kind of getting to the end of the year, you could say your goal for next year or the next 6 months, something like that. So you want to ask these questions. And if your audience is small, surveying people is kind of challenging. So don't be afraid to DM people who connect with you a lot on Instagram or on Facebook, or, I see people on my webinars and my workshops that I recognize. So I could go to those people and say, hey, I'm doing some survey for my audience. Do you have a minute to tell me what your biggest challenge is right now? So you can be personable. You can tell people why you're asking them questions. Sometimes we feel like we got to be sneaky to get this information. If your audience is small, just go DM all of them or go email all of them. If you have 20 people on your email list, email every single one of them individually, send them a nice note and ask them these questions and see what you get back. Because we really want to be using the words of our audience, not our words. Because like I said, I've been doing this stuff for 20 years. I have been running my business for 9 years. I am way past those first couple of years. And so I have to continuously talk to my audience and remember what it's like to be new and figuring this stuff out.
All right. I hope that was helpful and you've got lots of notes. Like I said at the beginning, there is an Airtable training that goes along with this. That is a really big part of it because that is how I'm able to be consistent and how my students are able to be consistent by planning things in advance and planning all of their platforms in one spot. So that is inside Dare to Grow. Reminder that the price of enrollment is going up on November 1st. So if you've been thinking about joining, this is a really good time. You'll lock in that $79 per month rate. It's going to go up to $99 per month. But if you enroll before November 1st, you'll lock that in until you cancel, which will totally save you some money when you absolutely love it and stay forever. But let me know if you have any questions. You can always DM me on Instagram. You can find me at XO Sarah Morgan. I hope you're excited for content planning. I hope you're excited to join Dare to Grow. And I will talk to you again next week. Oh, and one more thing before I go. If you have any questions on anything we talked about today, or if you are looking for help to market and grow your business, head over to daretogrow.co. That's daretogrow.co and join us in Dare to Grow. It's my membership for solopreneurs looking to simplify their marketing, show up with confidence, and finally grow their online business. You will get instant access to all of the trainings, the twice monthly coaching calls, our monthly planning and goal setting call, and our super supportive Facebook community filled with solopreneurs just like you. Seriously, it's so good. If that sounds like something you need, link is in the show notes or visit daretogrow.co and I will see you inside.